The 15-Minute City, What They Are and How to Build Them. By Lori Winkless. Focusing on making amenities more accessible to city dwellers comes with a host of benefits. If you're an urbanite, how long does it take you to get to a supermarket? What about a public park, pharmacist, or primary school? For proponents of the 15-minute city planning concept, the answer to all of those questions should be less than 15 minutes. On first glance, the concept is very simple. To create neighborhoods and cities where a person can meet a host of their basic needs via a short walk or bike ride. Larger cities also tend to include public transit in the mix. Exactly what defines short varies from place to place. Copenhagen, for example, adopted a 5 minutes to everything model back in 2016, a maximum 5-minute walk to all amenities and public transport. For Melbourne, the goal was a 10-minute threshold, or more specifically, a 20-minute return trip to all amenities. Other cities including Glasgow, Portland and Hamilton, New Zealand, aim for 20 minutes. And while the specific time period differs, the central tenet, enhancing the accessibility of neighborhoods through design and active transit, remains the same. The concept, which is increasingly being generalized to the X-minute city, is revolutionizing the way we think about our urban homes. The planning model was formally proposed by French Colombian scientist and Sorbonne professor Carlos Moreno in 2016. Elements of it have been around since at least the 1960s. Moreno credits Jane Jacobs as a major source of inspiration, and it shares many of the same principles as walkable, mixed-used urban design. But Moreno's 15-minute framing of it grabbed public attention. In French, it's called La Ville du Quart d'Heure, and it's in France that it was first put into practice, thanks to the support of Anne Hidalgo, the mayor of Paris. Moreno's motivation for developing the model was to disrupt the traditional car-focused approach that dominates urban design thinking, and replace it with one focused on hyper-proximity. Not only, he argued, would this result in huge emissions reductions, it would also lead to more sustainable, human-centric urban environments. There's a growing body of evidence that suggests such neighborhoods promote everything from social cohesion to public health. His was a vision that Hidalgo bought into wholeheartedly. She made it a cornerstone of her successful 2020 re-election campaign, saying that, "My project is about proximity banks to cars, by one estimate, removing 73,000 car trips from the area." And two of the city's plazas, Place de la République and Place de la Bastille, were completely redesigned to prioritize pedestrians and cyclists. All those efforts seem to be paying off. According to the UN, Paris managed to cut its carbon emissions by 20% between 2004 to 2018, a period during which either Hidalgo or her predecessor Bertrand Delanoë were mayor. Even so, the pace of change in the city since 2020 is staggering. Urbanist Stefan Kirkland was quoted in Politico as saying, "Paris is the only city that has been so aggressive in creating infrastructure. People always assume it has always been a bicycle city, but it's only been 3 years in the works." The COVID-19 pandemic played a significant role in accelerating this shift. Speaking to Town and Country magazine, Deputy Mayor David Belliard said, "For the first time, people experienced the city without cars, and they understood we can live without cars and it's better." The same.
Yeah, this is Genesis 46 and 6. And they took their cattle and their goods, which they had gotten in the land of Canaan, and came unto Egypt. Oh, wow. So they walked out of the land of Canaan into Egypt, but then their whole thing was to walk back to the land of Canaan to receive the blessing. Wow. And couldn't make it. Oh, wow. These people. This is Jacob and all his seed with him, right? Skip down. It says, and he sent Judah before him, right, unto Joseph, right? And who did that represent? The southern kingdom and the northern kingdom, right? Right? Joseph being the northern kingdom and Judah being the southern kingdom, to direct his face unto Gershom, and they came into the land of Gershon. Right? I'm going to skip down. So again, it says, and Joseph said unto his brethren and unto his father's house, I will go up to show Pharaoh and say unto him, my brethren, right, and my father's house, which were in the land of Canaan, are come unto me, right? So he's saying, I'm gonna go present, say, look, my brothers, I found them. It was lost, but now they're found, right? In a sense of, this is dealing with, like, a sense of like dealing with the elect, right? We were lost in all that madness that you were in the world, which really you were gonna be found because you were gonna be in your lot, right? But the point I'm finna make here is this 15-minute city thing is nothing new. These nations, these other heathen, have never liked you, right? Right? Just ask Gad when they put him on these reservations, right? Show you that that's nothing new to put you on a reservation. So this 15-minute city is just like another way of having a reservation, right? So it says, and the men are sheep or shepherds for their trade, he being to feed cattle, hither being to feed cattle, and they had brought their flocks and their herds and all that they had, right? And it shall come to pass, right? This is what Joseph is speaking to his brother. When Pharaoh shall call unto you, right? And that's kind of what these people are talking to you. Peace, peace, peaceable. They're gonna call unto you. Hey, citizens, like Biden did, man. Come on, let's just wear it for the first 2 months. Let's just take 6 weeks out of the thing, and let's just see how this thing. And next, they were taken to the point where people were getting ready to get in fights. They were trying to throw people in jail for not wearing, the mask and all this stuff, right? Talking peaceable to you, right? He'll come say unto you, call you, and shall say, what is your occupation, right? And we know our occupation. Our occupation is to dwell what in prophecy, man, right? And this is the point right here. 34 it says that ye shall say, thy servant trade hath been about cattle from our youth even until now, right? Both we and also our fathers, that ye may dwell in the land of Goshen for every shepherd is an abomination unto Pharaoh. So Goshen is basically like a land. So you had Egypt, and they had this land that's Egypt, but then there was a land just off from the side of Egypt, and he said, yeah, send them fucking shepherd niggas over there. They're an abomination to me. Yeah, they're gonna come. Your brothers came to you. Okay, well, send them over there. Send them over to Goshen. Send them over there. Not around us. A reservation, right? So this is nothing new under the sun, man. right? Y'all handle y'all business over there. Y'all have y'all 15-minute cities over there. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, you know? Yeah, so this is Deuteronomy 28 and 22. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall smite thee with the consumption and with a fever, right? So you got your so-called plagues, your CV-19. Supposedly people are getting, sick, and there's more plagues to come, man. Because a lot of you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are not taking heed to the warnings, but the Lord is gonna do this, right? And with a inflammation, right? A lot of people have that right now, and with an extreme burning, right? People got STDs, all sorts of stuff that's going on, and these are just warnings. This is not even the big things that the Lord getting ready to do, man, right? Because this is what these Christians, especially vocab, but really he's just set up to be opposition, right? Just to as far as to get you other people who's just sleep, to keep y'all asleep so you can be destroyed. Because the devil don't want to be destroyed by itself. You know what I'm saying? Haven't you heard misery love company? But then when he gets to company, he's miserable. He wants. You ever see that? All in all, they really just want to be left alone. Leave me alone. I'm mad. I'm angry at the world, but I want somebody else to to go down with me. But I don't really want to be bothered by anybody. So that's all just nonsense, right? So misery love company. That's what you're following behind these Christianity people, vocab, and all these other people to get you in trouble, get you destroyed, and with the sword, right? That's ultimately what you're gonna get, the sword, and with the blasting of mildew, and that's what the Lord is finna bring upon this earth real soon, right? That's what America's going through now, right? All the different debts, and they said the highest. This is the highest people have ever had credit card debt ever in history, is right now. And then it's not over like frivolous things like it used to be, like someone took their kids to Disneyland, or they're in debt because they took some type of tropic tour or whatever. No, this is talking about everyday items that they can't afford. Everyday items, they're maxing out their credit card on everyday items, right? Which Biden told them to, right? You didn't hear the press conference that he said, hey, well, you guys are going to have to use your credit cards a little more often so you can survive. And guess what? It ain't working. So you got the blasting with mildew, and they shall pursue the right. Ultimately, what are they having right now? They said they're going to arm these put guns in the hands of, what is it, 800 or 1,000 RRS agents, and RRS agents are not supposed to have guns, supposedly, in time past, but we're coming to the time that they're gonna what? Pursue thee until thus perish, right? And thy heaven that is above thy head shall be as brass, right? And the earth that is under thy feet be iron, right? It's basically like it's a rock in a hard place. I believe that's what they said. What Mizraim is. Mizraim means like a rock in a hard place, and then the Greeks, the Edomites, came along and named them Egypt, and Egypt means bondage. And where are you at, man? You in the modern day spiritual Mizraim and Egypt right here. You in between a rock and a hard place. You're in a place of bondage, and then on top of that, what does America? America mean? America means bitter. So you're in this bitter, hard land between a rock and a hard place, and under this oppression, right? Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, shall make the rain of thy land powder, right? And what are they having right now? Dried up Lake Mead, and the Colorado rivers drying up, all these different things. And then when you do have rain, it rises up a little bit, but not enough, not substantial enough to really put a dent in this thing. The Most High is dealing with rain of thy land powder and dust from heaven shall it come down upon thee until thus be what? Destroyed. And ultimately that's what's coming, man. They're gonna say, hey, we need to lower this down to what? To these 15-minute cities, right? They're gonna come and destroy you first. And then this is the answer. This is the answer, the all the all be all, right? To the answer, right? Problem, solution. Pressure from above, pressure from beneath. And guess what? Oh, we're so smart. We know what to do. Guess what? We know this person who's been studying, and they tried it about 2016 and blah, 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 blah. And then, and another place tried it in 2019. And, you know what? This is looking good for the entire world. So that you're on a what? Pretty much a reservation. It says Deuteronomy 28 and 25. And Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, shall cause thee to be smitten before thy enemy. Thus shall go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them. Right? And you see that when the police come. When you niggas see the police, y'all fleeing. Every man for himself. Y'all scattering 7 different ways. You mean? You hear nigga yelling, nigga, don't follow me. Nigga, don't follow me. Don't run the same way I'm running. Run a different way, nigga. You flee 7 different ways, right? And shall be removed, right? Onto some other place, to another land, right? Unto all kingdoms of the earth, right? So now the Most High is setting it up where the Most High is saying, I'm going to put you niggas on reservations. Right? This is Psalms 74:8. They said in their hearts, which is lob, your mind, let us destroy them together. We're talking about you Israelites, right? Southern kingdom and the northern kingdom. They want to destroy you. They have burned up all the synagogues, right? Who are in the synagogues? You Israelites, right? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi was, in that time, but all Israel was there. No. No, that was under Judah, Benjamin, Levi both times. Under the Babylonians and the modern day Babylonians, which would be Rome, right? The daughter of Babylon, unto today, which is the second leg of Rome, which is they're still the daughter of Babylon, right? So both times it was under Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, but you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are the Israelites, and the synagogues are meant to be for us. The synagogues of God, of power, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, in the land, in our land, right? Even to this day, those synagogues are laid desolate to this very day. We see not our signs. There is, right, because there's no, the Lord said, what, if there be no vision, the people perish, right? So they don't see no signs. There is no more any prophets, right? because they don't understand that there is prophets among you now, right? We go out there on the highways and the byways, we speak to you. But at one point in time, the Lord did put a thing so there was no prophets, there was nothing going on. But now the Lord's waking us back up. Neither is there among us any that knoweth how long, right? Right? Because the Lord wasn't going to do this forever. And that's the thing that people forget. O power, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, how long shall the adversary reproach, right? How long are they going to be able to reproach us? Not much longer, because we are on the highways and the byways, which they're they're revamping and redistributing lands to 15-minute cities, via how they're going to control it is through their AI and their digital currency, right? Which is the MOTB, by the way. So it says, shall the enemy blaspheme thy name forever, right? Yeah, and they're renaming these 15-minute cities and all these other things, right? It says, for he seeth that wise men die, right? Everybody dies, right? Likewise the fool, you know what I mean? Of course. And the brutish person perishes too, right? So everybody dies. You can be smart, you could be dumb, you could be this dude, this cool jock guy who goes around like bullying everybody and thinking you're cool and laughing and smiling about it, all brutish about the things. And then now you're cool and you get all the girls or whatever, however it may be. But guess what? You die too. Doesn't matter. And leave their wealth to others, man. So whatever you have, whether if it's your debt, which mostly that's what you're going to leave, is debt. You know what I'm saying? You're going to leave your debt to others. And then, the ones who actually wealthy, the one who's running these things, right? They're going to leave their wealth, their actual wealth, to others. And their thing is this. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, right? And this is for these elites, these the Schwab guy, right? Harry Kissinger, and all these other different people, man. The Rothschilds, right? They got a Rothschild Boulevard and street and all sorts of stuff in Israel and Jerusalem, right? What they call Jerusalem now, but that's not the real Jerusalem, right? We're people before a place, right? And the Lord, according to Scripture, we're meant to be at the bottom, man. We're meant to be at adversity. We're meant to be proverbs and bywords. We can't just stand there and yell out anti-Semitism and shut everybody down. Well, how can you be a proverb and a byword? You know what I mean? So you're missing some things. So if you're able to do that, I mean, and a lot of you are foolish, you fall into this, man. You're all asleep, right? But it says, yeah, that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places, right? Because after they took over your things, put you on a reservation, did this, did that, all these different places, right? And even now, what do you think they're gonna name these 15-minute cities? They're gonna name it after their own selves, right? You watch, you're gonna see one of these 15-minute cities be Obama, Clinton, right? Bill Gates, right? Right? You watch. Says that their dwelling places to all generations, right? See, that's what it is. They call their land their lands after their own names, after they done conquered it, took you, destroyed you, murdered you, raped, robbed, murdered you, killed you, somehow so-called come up with the solution, with what they say, but it, they came up with the problem too, right? But if they wasn't around, there would be no problem, there would be no solution that you needed. But this is how they come in and seem like the savior. This is how they become an angel of light, right? Satan has transformed himself into an angel of light, right? Yeah, so this is Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 15. See, I have set before thee this day life and good, right? So that to live a good life, long healthy life. You want to you want to do the things that Yahweh Bashim Shai tell you to do. You know what I mean? And that's keeping the commandments, dietary laws, you know, land Sabbaths, all the things, no other God before him, especially, right? Those are the things that we disobeyed, right? It says, and death and evil, right? Evil, what being a bad time. So you're gonna get death, or you're gonna have a bad time being taken off your land. It says, and then in that I commanded thee this day, even to right now, to this very day, to love Yahweh, right? Thy power, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, thy power, to walk in his way and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thus mayest live and multiply, which that's what we're ultimately looking to do again, man. That Isaiah 4. We're gonna we're gonna believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and Isaiah 4 all the way into the chariots. Hey, we're looking to multiply, man. A woman should be saved in childbearing, man. It says and Yahweh, thy power Bashim Yahushai, shall bless thee in the land whither thus goest to possess it, right? So the Lord, it was meant to be what? You get blessed. But then the Lord just above it told you, hey, you do good, you have the good, and you live a good life. You choose. Or you get death and you get evil, bad time. Right? Skip down to 18. He said, I denounce unto you this day. So no matter where you at, what's going on. That's why a lot of you are going to get round up and took into concentration camps. Right? Not all of you are going to be into these 15-minute cities. You're not going to make it. I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish. Right? Die, man. That's what he said. Death, evil, right? You can have death or bad time, an evil time. That ye shall not prolong your days upon the land, whither thus passeth over the Jordan to go to possess it, right? Which that was our land that we were supposed to have. But now where are you at? You're in all these different other lands. You in the hoods, the ghettos, the vadios, the reservations, which when you deal with the vadios and you deal with the hoods, they're basically in a sense like reservations. Until they want to gentrification and take it back over and send you somewhere else. But all these years, those have been just, like reservations. Nobody wanted to go live over there. Everybody kept their their own little area. Like even when you go to like I went to Detroit when I was a little bit younger. I was about 18. I went out to Detroit to visit my family, and it was still segregated. Like you're talking about a big metropolis, a city, and black people lived on the east side. You got black people on the west side, and then you got your own little, Ishmael town, your own little China part, your own, what I mean? And all these different things, and they're all a little segregated still. And I'm like, this is weird, because when I went to the South, they still had it like that where, there was, the so-called black towns, right? If you want to call them black, which don't make sense. It's not a nationality or anything. It really means nothing. it's the dumbest thing ever. Like, especially coming to the truth. I hate that now. I hate to say black, like, but that's what for lack of understanding what they call black, which are, the children of Israel, which is Judah, Benjamin, or Levi, or whatever. Yeah. So let's get to this point. But the Lord, that thus, this is 20. This is Deuteronomy 30 and 20. That thus may its love Yahweh, because that's first foremost. That's what we didn't do, man. We didn't keep Yahweh first, man. Thou shalt have no other God before Him. Thus may its love Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, thy power, and that thus may its obey His voice. What through what the prophets? Who is the Lord's voice? The prophets, man. And that thus may its cleave unto Him. For He is thy life and thy length of days. Right? See that? When He said about life, right? Good and life, or life and good. Yeah, He is your length of days. It's how you get good, by obeying. Right? Length of days, that thus mayest dwell in the land which Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai swore unto thy fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to give them. Right? And the Lord He swore, and He put that above his name. So that's how you know there has to be a remnant or an elect to come back and possess that land over there again, and that we're no longer going to be sent to these reservations. We're no longer going to be sent jammed up in a rock and a hard place, Mizraim or Egypt, right? In bondage, sent to these 15-minute cities or to these FEMA camps ever again. This is the last hurrah of all the heathens, and especially Esau, right? So we'll call Loyum Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakal Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well. Citation to the Akim in the four winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking their lives more now than ever. The hopeful the elect. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners who phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel and have come back to the fold. Shalom through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom to you sisters, you Akwatim, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. Ababa Ball.